This is definitely one of the funkiest hotels I've stayed in. In this video, I'm gonna give you my review of the Virgin Las Vegas Hotel. I'm gonna show you the common areas of the hotel, the inside of one of the rooms, and I'm gonna conclude with my overall review, my pros and my cons. There's some things I like and some things I definitely don't like. So let's check it out. First, I wanna start with the neighborhood this hotel is in, and then I'll take you inside. It is located here at the intersection of Paradise and Harmon Avenue. What's around here directly? Well, the most notable thing is the Hofbrauhaus, the famous German beer drinking hall. If you like beer, that's the spot for you. There's a White Castle burger and also a CVS on the other corners. Where is the Las Vegas Strip? The Las Vegas Strip is just this way down Harmon, 1 mile. Are you gonna walk? You could, it's a mile. There's really nothing else down the street that you'd wanna walk to. So I think they figure most people are gonna be driving. Parking here is free, which is nice. And also rideshare picks up right in front of the hotel, which is nice. And taxis pick up out here as well. A lot of hotels, you have to get rideshare down in the garage or in the back. Not so at the Virgin. They put rideshare right in front where it should be. You can enter into the hotel from either of the parking garages or from the main valet rideshare entrance. As you come in the main entrance and you turn to your left, you will see the hotel check-in area. They've gone for this kind of light desert vibe for it. You can see the cactuses in the background. There's a few kind of funky tables and chairs to sit in. Looking a little bit to the right, you see the casino. The casino here is operated by the Mohegan Sun Native American tribe. It was not at all busy when I was here in the middle of December. And then just to the kind of right side of the entrance doors, there's another funky hotel bar. And then there's like a bar within a bar. Just beyond this one is the Shag Bar that looks shaggy. That's the best way to describe it. They've also got a photo booth in front of it that takes some of the world's worst photos. Let's take a look at some of the other shops and restaurants along the ground floor, along the casino. The hotel's main restaurant is the Commonwealth Kitchen and Bar. This is where you can get breakfast, lunch, dinner, all those sorts of things. Nobu has an outpost here. That's the high-end sushi restaurant. There are other locations over at Caesar's Palace. There's a pizza place, Pizza by the Slice, looked pretty good. There's a beach bar that's also a restaurant that overlooks the hotel's pool. So let's go ahead and divert to the pool for a moment. There's kind of two parts to the pool, the hotel pool and then the beach club. It was winter, so it was closed, but it's got some really neat actual sand as part of the pool. So if you like pools and you're here in the summer, this looks like it would be really nice on a hot day. Heading back into the hotel, underneath one of the towers, by the way, did I mention there's 3 towers? Let's take a look at that now. There are 3 towers. There's the Ruby Tower that you see on the left. That's the highest end tower. That's where the suites are in the hotel. The one I'm in is the Canyon Tower. It's a white curved one. And then there's the Opal Tower, which is the other glass tower. The Ruby Tower has its own check-in area for guests who are coming into the Ruby Tower. It's also the closest to the Harmon parking garage. So heading back inside, since we were talking about the Ruby Tower, that's where you'll find the gym. That's open to all patrons. It's a really nice gym. There's a view of the pool, some nice elliptical machines, workout equipment, and the canyon vibe of the desert vibe of the whole hotel is continued in here with the wallpaper. You'll find the juice bar up here on the 2nd floor with juices and breakfast sandwiches, and the hotel spa is also located on this 2nd floor of the Ruby Tower. Going downstairs from there, there's a little gift shop run by Hudson, the people who run a lot of the airport gift shop, snack shop things interesting in a hotel. There's a Thai drinking place. You can get pad Thai here, 16 bucks. Really interesting, funky inside in here. There's a bar in the middle of the casino, a steakhouse that probably wasn't open because I was doing this a little too early in the day. And then over in the Canyon Tower, there's another larger gift shop marketplace. Also appears to be run by Hudson, but this one had more of kind of a rock star theme with some cardboard cutouts here. Next to that, a Dunkin' Donuts for all of your Dunkin' needs. And then just next to that is an Afters ice cream. Not clear to me whether they just weren't open now or they're opening, but Afters ice cream serves really good, like ice cream on donuts or hot waffles. Pretty tasty. And going in the elevators in the hotel, they all kind of match the elevators of the tower they're in. So the Ruby Tower elevators are ruby colored. The Canyon Tower elevators, you go in and it looks like a canyon. And then the Canyon Tower elevators, when you go up to the guest room floor, it looks like a canyon there too. They've also put a nice seat there so you can sit if you're waiting for people at the elevator. And they also have kind of like done funky things here on the guest room floors where like the ice, they call it rocks, but yes, that's ice. And then finally in the Opal Tower is the Funny Library coffee shop. I know you probably thought I was gonna say funky. No, Funny Library, that's the really name of it, but it actually does have a really funny and funky seating area. Now that we've seen everything around the hotel, let's check out one of the guest rooms. This is guest room 2970, a king strip view room in the Canyon Tower on the 9th floor. So as we come in the room, we pass the closet and the bathroom that we'll take a look at in just a little bit. You can see as you come in, the room is hip and funky, interesting furniture. The bed has this little corner thing right here. This isn't a chair. This is actually like a footboard corner that is part of the bed. It's maybe a little bit easier if we look into the room this way, so we're not looking out into the sun on the balcony that I'll show you in just a moment. Some interesting artwork there above the bed. Over here, there's a nightstand and then what looks to be like a little chair that you could sit on. Each side of the bed has one of these. This one has a really funky night lamp. You know, it's not just any night lamp. The remote control, it seems to be like this fancy remote control that charges on a wireless charger. Assume you could put your phone there. They have some nice power outlets with USB on the side of the bed, and also the bed has these little reading lamps that you just pull out and they turn on when you pull them out. I like that feature. There is a red sofa here in the corner, like a corner sofa, seat 3 or 4 people, and then they got a little table right here that you could move to put in the middle if you want to eat right there. Also, there's a chandelier up above that sofa. Other interesting amenities in the room, the television, the little buffet that is underneath the television is made to look like a drink cart. Right? We're in Vegas, the Virgin Hotel, it's cool, it's a drinking hotel, so you have a drink cart for the buffet. There's a mini bar here. This is one of those pressure sensitive mini bars, so if you're staying here, don't touch it unless you want to buy the stuff. And then there's another mini bar down below, but there is no refrigerator for you to put your stuff. All right, and then next to that is a little makeup table. So it's got this little cute little short makeup chair, and then right here is the mirror. You open this up and you have the big 3-piece mirror right there with some place for chargers and things like that right here underneath. Oh, and you can also turn on a light, so it's a lighted mirror, great for doing makeup. Before I show you the bathroom, I want to show you the view off of my room. What's interesting is it's not a window, but it's actually balcony doors, and the doors open a little bit. There's a little latch right here, so you can't open it all the way. You can open it up that much, and then if we come out this way, then you can see the view out here. It's what you saw earlier. There's the strip in the back, the pool complex in the middle, and the 2 hotel towers. Kind of a cool view off this room. Okay, heading back through the room, let's go ahead and check out the bathroom and the closets. Oh, I want to point out there's an interesting door right here that you can actually close off the bathroom and closet part of the room from the rest of it. Maybe the hallways get noisy, and so this helps cut down the noise. This is also a connecting room that could connect to the room next door. Oh, and it's funny, it has a little peephole in it too. So I don't know why you need the peephole from this door into this room, because you know, like that's the outside. So that's the front door we walked through. There is a big full-length mirror right here, and then just to the left of that big door that I walked through is one of 2 closets. This closet just closes with like a curtain here. It is illuminated, and there's also the hotel's safe down here and a drawer that is empty. Ironing board, I don't actually see an iron in here. There's no iron in here either, so I guess you have to request the iron, but this is the second closet. So if you got a lot of clothes, you'll be good here because there's a lot of places to put your clothes. Final part of the room is the bathroom. Fairly small bathroom, and I feel like they did a fairly inexpensive renovation of it. This hotel used to be the Hard Rock Hotel that was then remodeled to become the Virgin Hotel, and so they didn't really change the layout, but they put new things in. You can just tell in bathrooms are some of the hardest to remodel. One single sink in here, and then the shower over here has a rain held and a handheld, and I guess they've heard that seats are popular in showers, and so they put a little wooden stool there in the corner. I do at least like that the soaps are kind of these separate soaps and not the common soap amenities, though I will point out the lights here flicker. I'm not sure if you can tell on the video, but indeed they flicker. And then kind of like a weird light that's up here. I don't love the lighting in the bathroom. It's yellow, it flickers, and then the lighting that's on the mirror is this white, harsh light. I think this is probably my least favorite part of the room is the bathroom. Okay, now that we've seen everything around the hotel and the inside of one of the rooms, it is time for my overall assessment. I am joined by my traveling panda, Topher. I'm Chris, he's Topher. Together we make Christopher. He helps me review all of these hotel rooms and helps keep me honest. So we always rate hotel rooms on a scale of 1 to 5 Tophers. And Topher, how many Tophers is this hotel gonna get? It's gonna get 2.5 Tophers. All right, so first we'll talk about the pros and then we'll talk about the cons of why it got 2.5 Tophers. But first I want to tell you how much this hotel cost. The room rate was in the $50 overall. It was like $64 all in, really quite inexpensive. And so you might think when I get to the cons, Chris, what do you expect for $64? I will tell you, I expect a room that they can actually keep clean and nice for whatever rate that they charge, which unfortunately isn't what I got in this room. So first on the pros, it's cheap, right? $64, I mean, for a room. It's also very interestingly decorated. It's creatively decorated. The hotel does have this kind of newish vibe to it. I've used the word funky way too much, so maybe now I'm gonna use the word hip. It does not look like most other hotels I've stayed at. It has a vibe kind of like W hotels, trying to go towards the younger crowd, trying to attract people that want something that looks unlike other hotels that they've stayed in. You know, maybe it's kind of like a boutique hotel only in a big setting. Free parking is nice at the hotel. It's also nice if you're doing ride share that picks up right in front of the lobby instead of someplace in the parking garage. And you know, this corner that it's on with the 7-Eleven across the street and the Walgreens and the Hofbrau House, even though it's not like Center Strip or downtown Las Vegas, you know, there's a few things on this corner that you can go to, and you can certainly get that German beer, which is great for beer lovers. Okay, so now on to the cons. I'll start with the fairly obvious ones, and then I'll hit the fatal ones that really got this, the 2.5 Topher rating. Cons, location, it's not great. You know, it's a mile from the Strip, and yes, you can walk it, you just don't want to because there's nothing down that street. Which means that although there's free parking here, if you're going to be driving to the Strip, you'll likely end up paying parking wherever you go on the Strip. If you're taking taxis or Ubers, you're going to take a 1 or 2 mile Uber or taxi ride, which I'm sure those drivers always love. That was sarcasm. The casino itself felt very unlively, and maybe it's because I'm here in the winter and so there's not many people here, but of all the casinos I was at on this trip, this one definitely felt the most dead with the least amount of people in it, which means, you know, I mean, if you're looking for a casino that you can sit down at any slot machine you want or go to any table you want, this is the place right now. Still a little bit undiscovered, I think. Okay, so now on to the fatal flaws that really got this 2.5 Tophers. Just the room wasn't that clean. It wasn't prepared that well. It wasn't serviced that well. That orange sofa that's over there, if you look real closely at it, has got like, I don't know, lint, dirt. It just doesn't look like a clean thing that I want to sit on. On this counter right here that I've actually got my camera on right now, there's 2 glasses. One's face down, one's face up, and the coaster was ripped on one of them. I didn't do that. That's how it was when I got in the room. I don't know how any room service attendant misses a ripped coaster and a glass that's up like that was used by some other guest, because I did not use that glass, nor did I tear that coaster. In the bathroom, you heard me mention that the lights flicker. The lights also buzz in the bathroom, and then there's this kind of black ring around the light that has a lot of water spots on it. That's something that they should wipe when they clean the bathroom. And then back towards the entrance where the mirror is, there's like something wrong with the mirror. There's like a part that's hanging off on it on the bottom. Overall, the room is just not well serviced, and so I can't give a great rating to a hotel that doesn't service their rooms properly. And the other feeling I get about this hotel is, you know, it's the rebranded Hard Rock Hotel. They clearly spent a fair bit of money on it, but they didn't go all out. There's this chandelier in the corner, and they could have run the wire into the ceiling, but instead they took the cheap approach and just put the wire in a case that goes along the ceiling and down the wall. So a lot of things that they did in the remodel, they definitely tried to go the cheap route instead of the good route. And so I don't think, at least in this tower, the Canyon Tower, I don't think the bones of it were all that great to begin with. Rooms aren't all that big. There's a connecting door. I can hear sounds from the room next door. So they didn't do substantial things to make the rooms feel big, to make the ceilings feel larger, because they kind of moved into an existing building. And so I sort of feel like with the hip, funky vibe, it's a little bit like they're putting lipstick on a pig. You know, they've dressed it up a little bit, but underneath it's still a pig. So now overall, the question is, would these cons keep us from staying at the Virgin Las Vegas Hotel again? It probably would. I mean, unless somebody convinced me otherwise, that they've fixed their service issues, they've cleaning them, then that was just, Chris, it's because it's a new hotel, it's the pandemic, we can't get good staff, we don't have the time, or Chris, the problem is you booked in the Canyon Tower and not the Ruby Tower where the really nice rooms are. I don't know, but don't sell me a room that you can't be proud of. So now you might be asking yourself, Chris, if I shouldn't stay at the Virgin Las Vegas Hotel, where else should I stay? Well, on this trip, I also stayed at Resorts World Las Vegas and at Circa downtown. You might consider one of those two options. Their rooms were all well kept, nice and clean and spiffy. You can check out those reviews right there or find links in the description below. As usual, I won't say goodbye because I'll see you in one of those videos.